Welcome back to the Historical Photos channel. Get ready to travel back in time with rare photos from around the world, full of fascinating stories. Stay until the end. You'll be amazed. Subscribe to the channel, like it, and share your thoughts in the comments. This 1844 photo taken in Edinburgh is the earliest known of men drinking. Captured for posterity, the scene became a legend. It's said they're still at the same bar, continuing the fun. James Dean in a coffin, taken months before his tragic fatal crash in 1955. This eerie image seems to foreshadow the fate of the movie icon, whose life and career were cut short, leaving a legacy of mourning and admiration. In 1882, the first photograph of lightning was captured, an impressive feat for the time. But what truly stands out is the elegant calligraphy accompanying the image, an artistic touch that has nearly vanished from scientific photography today. During World War II, children in Wales took part in air raid shelter drills. These exercises were crucial to prepare them for potential attacks. The routine included sirens and quick dashes to underground safety. In 1943, Albina Malihokevar, despite being seriously wounded in the war, retained her striking beauty. Her image of strength and resilience during difficult times became a symbol of courage and dignity in the face of adversity. Wartime booby traps, like this spike ball, were used to inflict severe harm. When a wire was triggered, the ball would fall, causing injuries or death. These traps were a terrifying part of guerrilla tactics. Louis Coulon, in 1904, became famous for his 11-foot beard, which became a cozy spot for his cats. A unique example of how even the most unusual aspects of life can capture attention. In 1944, the Germans developed the Krummlauf, an attachment for rifles with a curved barrel, allowing shots to be fired around corners. This invention was aimed at trench warfare, providing a strategic advantage in urban combat. This is the first house built in Dodge City, Kansas, in 1872. The town, which would become famous in the Old West, started as a small settlement and quickly grew with the arrival of the railroad and the cattle boom. Theodore Roosevelt Jr., son of former President Teddy Roosevelt, was 56 when he landed in the first wave at Utah Beach on D-Day. Despite health issues, he led his troops with bravery and was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor. In 1923, Yankees fans lined up for the World Series, dressed in impeccable suits and stylish hats. Back then, even sports events demanded a level of sophistication in attire, a striking contrast to today's stadiums. After months trapped in the ice, Shackleton's men finally spot the long-awaited rescue ship approaching Elephant Island. It marked the end of one of the most incredible survival stories of the heroic age of Antarctic exploration. In 1910, children play football at the foot of the imposing Tower of London. Amidst the historic walls, the joy of the game turns the ancient setting into an improvised field, proving that fun can find a place anywhere. In 1932, Miss Bateman and her family of Siamese cats captivated the audience at the famous cat show at Crystal Palace. The beauty and grace of these felines were admired by all, showcasing the growing interest in pet competitions. Fred W. Loring, journalist and author, was photographed in 1871 in Arizona. Sadly, 2 days after this image, he was killed by the Yavapai Apache, marking the tragic end of his life amid the violence of the time. The 1946 photo shows a patient at Cleveland State Mental Hospital, Ohio. It offers a glimpse into the reality of a post-war psychiatric hospital, reflecting the struggles of individuals during a time of intense social and medical change. In 1943, A war veteran with a prosthetic leg stands alongside his son, captured in an image that reflects the sacrifices of soldiers and the impact of war on their families. A touching portrait of courage and resilience. In 1906, the Italian Cavalry School was known for the discipline and skills of its riders. A snapshot capturing the rigorous training, preparing soldiers to serve with honor and precision. In 1920, the cats aboard HMS Hawkins were not just pets, but an important part of the crew. With their adorable presence, they helped control rats and brought comfort to sailors during long journeys. Giles E. Newsom, a young mill worker, lost some fingers in 1912 after falling into the gears of a spinning machine. This accident highlights the dangers many workers faced during the Industrial Revolution. In 1850, the colossal statue of Ramses II was found partially buried in the sand near Thebes, Egypt. The statue, over 10 meters tall, depicted the great pharaoh, and its discovery was a significant archaeological milestone of the time. In 1942, the Japanese destroyer Yamakaze was torpedoed during World War II. The scene was observed through the telescope of the USS Nautilus, a U.S. submarine. The attack was part of the intense naval battles in the Pacific during that time. In 1929, the Thanksgiving Day Parade featured an impressive yet eerie sight, a 35-foot fish balloon. Its colossal size and peculiar appearance made a historical mark on the event, blending beauty with strangeness. In Langtree, Texas, in 1900, Judge Bean's office was a unique blend of services. It offered not only justice of the peace and notary services, but also an ice-cold beer, reflecting the versatility and spirit of the Old West. In 1882, workers on Pearl Street in New York City's financial district were laying the first electrical distribution system, a historic milestone that would transform the city and the world, bringing electricity to the streets of Manhattan. In 1910, this photo shows a family with visible tattoos, reflecting a time when tattoos were seen as a symbol of identity and even resistance. A practice that is common today, tattoos were viewed differently in the early 20th century. In 1966, tunnel rats in Vietnam volunteered to explore the Viet Cong's complex tunnels. This extremely dangerous job involved entering narrow, dark tunnels where soldiers faced ambushes and deadly traps. In 1936, after its owner passed away, a group of children took it upon themselves to feed and care for this dog. With love and dedication, they ensured the animal was not left alone, showing a beautiful example of compassion. In 1939, model posed atop the Eiffel Tower, creating an iconic image. The photo captured the elegance and boldness of the era, highlighting both the beauty of the architecture and the model's courage as she risked the heights for the shot. In 1894, the Argonaut Jr. became the first successful submarine. Made of wood and featuring an airlock system, it was a technological innovation at the time, paving the way for advancements in underwater exploration. In 1928, construction workers in London displayed their daring as they worked at great heights. These photos capture the daily danger and skill of these workers who faced risks to build the city. In 1904, renowned surgeon William Halsted opened the Johns Hopkins Operating Theater. This space pioneered surgical training, revolutionizing medicine with techniques that still influence the field today. This photo captures the beauty and serenity of a young girl from the Kiowa tribe in Oklahoma in 1894. Her gaze reflects the strength and culture of a people who, despite the hardships of the time, kept their traditions and identity alive. This image captures a time when children played outdoors, enjoying the simple playground toys. With a safer, less technological environment, fun was centered around physical and imaginative interactions, strengthening friendships. Captain J. McMahon of the U.S. Ninth Army rescues a young German girl from a river after a bridge was destroyed in Tangermünde, 1945. A compassionate act during wartime, showing humanity even in the toughest circumstances. Not photoshopped, but Thora Yeager with slices of bacon tied to her feet in a giant skillet in 1931. A quirky moment from an era when the unusual was the fun. These little penguins fared better in the harsh conditions of Antarctica in 1912. While humans faced great struggles, these well-adapted birds thrived in the extreme cold. The old farmhouse once stood where 84th St. and Broadway now cross in New York City in 1879. It was a reminder of a time before the area transformed into the bustling metropolis we know today. In 1915, during the Gallipoli Battle, an enemy sniper was captured dressed as a tree for camouflage. His strategy to hide among the shrubs was clever, but he was eventually spotted by the Allied soldiers. Marie Curie's mobile X-ray stations helped prevent needless amputations during World War I. Her innovation was crucial in saving lives, allowing doctors to identify fractures and internal injuries with greater accuracy. Xavier Mertz, climbing an ice ravine during the 1912 expedition, was not the only one who didn't return. The journey to Antarctica was marked by tragedies, with many expedition members succumbing to the extreme conditions. Captain George Holmes was fatally shot at the Battle of Waterloo. His wife had the vertebra and bullet removed from his body, varnished, and set in silver, creating a macabre keepsake from the tragedy. In a band, everyone wants to be the front man, the center of attention. But it's teamwork that creates the perfect harmony, with each member contributing to the sound that moves the audience. Music is more than just the voice, it's the collective effort of all. In Stalingrad, 1943, children played using an abandoned German artillery piece as a swing. Even in times of war, innocence and the need for fun persist, highlighting the resilience of the generations who lived through those difficult moments. In the 1920s, Buster Keaton had fun with a Segway prototype in his own way. With his unique physical comedy style, he was one of the pioneers in exploring quirky inventions to create hilarious scenes in his films. The Protector submarine from 1904 offered surprisingly luxurious accommodations for its time. With furniture and amenities uncommon in military vessels, it challenged expectations of what was possible inside a pre-industrial era submarine. In 1945, two U.S. Navy helldivers bank over the USS Hornet before landing. These dive bombers were crucial in naval operations during World War II, showcasing the precision and agility of their crews. In 1930, in the town of Coupeville, Washington, an impressive canoe race took place. Native American participants competed in long canoes, showcasing ancient skills and a deep connection to their cultural traditions. During the night shift at a glassworks factory in Indiana, 1912, workers, including children, endured long hours in harsh conditions. This scene reflects the reality before child labor laws, which later ensured the protection of these young workers. During World War I, nurses worked in trenches to assist in moving the wounded between field hospitals. In 1918, these women faced constant danger while caring for soldiers in extreme and unsanitary conditions. During the Blitz in 1941, Children in London were taught to sketch the damage caused by bombings. In this image, a group of students sketches the debris on the school roof, reflecting the reality of a time of great destruction. During Pol Pot's regime in 1975, around 20,000 people were mistreated and killed at the Tuol Sleng prison, known as S21, in Cambodia. This image reflects the cruelty and suffering that marked one of the darkest periods in the country's history. Brunhilde, a fearsome feline Valkyrie, well, sort of. This 1936 image captures someone in a creative and fun costume, offering a unique take on a mythical figure, blending the fearsome with the cuteness of cats. In 1895, a photo of a teacher and students in a sod schoolhouse in Woods County, Oklahoma. The simple and modest school reflects education in rural America, where children and educators adapted to challenging conditions. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like to support our work. I separated 2 videos for you to continue diving into the story. See you in the next video.